Hi there, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another video. In this one, I'm going to attempt to tackle a problem I see many people deal with. And there are a lot of forms to it, but the main one I see is motivation to paint. So we talked a bit about the fear of the blank page, but now I want to talk about motivation because that's a bit of a tricky thing. So I've been reading a lot of the feedback and a lot of the comments on my recent posts, and I see that one thing people have an issue with is getting started with the painting because they lack the motivation. And I know what it feels like because this I had. And what would happen to me is it's mostly this. You see art by someone who's more advanced than you, and they can be just even a little more advanced than you, and it can make it all feel a bit futile. Why do it? I mean, I'm never gonna be good as this person, or someone's caught the pace and they're so much better, and no matter how hard I'm gonna work, I'm not gonna reach that level. And I have some notes for myself because I feel like, and the title of this video is, I know it's harsh, but some of these feel like excuses to me. It may not necessarily be your case, but in some cases, in some instances, I see this as laziness. Let me explain, and if that's not you, that's perfectly fine. I mean, we're all very different. But what happens is, if you have a long journey ahead of you, it's very easy to not even take the first step. In fact, it's much easier to not take the first step and to just stay where you are, which is, I think, a huge factor in making people not start to paint. You get a sketchbook and then it just lays there on your table for a couple of months. You don't touch it. I think a lot of it has to do with the moment you start, on some level, you know that you're accountable. You know that you're on the journey and you have to recognize the fact that you're not that good. And I had it. I still have it now with acrylics that I started painting recently and playing around with it. I have it. I know exactly what it feels like. You look at someone who's so much better and you're like, can I be that good? And all of the doubts may fill you up, and then it's so much easier to just not get started. So then you postpone it and you procrastinate and you just don't get started on building your skills, on practicing, when in fact, what you should be doing is the reverse. What you should be doing is really disregarding quality and just working on quantity, just pumping out as many paintings as possible, because that's the only way to really learn. I mean, you can't, as they say, you can't read about push-ups. You have to do them. This is why people don't start a diet, because they know once they say it to themselves, they'll blame themselves if they are not keeping up with it, or they're scared of, and this is another big one I saw, they're scared of the feeling of another failure or disappointing yourself. So this is the problem. So far we've talked about the problem. Let's talk about a possible solution. If that's you, if that speaks to you, if you feel some of that, and it may not be the exact problem you have, but I'm just trying to figure it out here, so you give me feedback in the comments down below. But I will give you one suggestion, and I think I talked about it in another video, and that is, I think to set a goal that has to do with your art and to stick to it. And an important thing with goal setting in this context is you have to connect it to all aspects of your life. And what do I mean by that? So first you have to set a clear goal. I'm gonna practice watercolor X times a day, and make it fun, make it interesting. Like, I'm gonna practice painting this type of subject for a week. Make it fun. If you like to paint cars like I do, if you're weird like that, or you like animals or dogs, tell yourself, I'm gonna paint 6 dogs this week or 3 dogs this week. Start somewhere at some point. Set a clear goal of what you're gonna practice, how much you're gonna practice, and that's the goal. The goal isn't to create 5 successful paintings. The goal is to create 5 paintings. They can look like ass, it doesn't matter. The goal is to do. Okay, now here is the problem. So a lot of people set goals and then they go, well, I set the goal, but then I didn't do it. So I think a key factor in doing it is finding, and to get the motivation to do it, is to connect it to other areas of life. So what you want to do, this is what I do for many of my goals, is I ask myself, how will achieving that goal make my life better? How will it make me feel better? How will it influence the surrounding of my life, the people in my life, my community? How will it help everyone else? Not just me, not just Liron, how it will help my friends, my family, anyone around me. That's really important, because what happens is, let's say you want to, for me, my vision is to become one of the best watercolor painters in the world and to inspire millions and all of that. It's crazy stuff. It's really high up there and it's very audacious on some level. So I ask myself, how will that help me as a person? So I'll become wiser with the more I push towards this goal. I'll learn a lot of lessons. I'll improve and grow as a person. I'll improve my skills. I'll feel happy when I create. That's how I will feel better. Just talking about it makes me feel better. I will enjoy the creation process more. I will have more artwork to show. More people will buy the artworks. Then how will it how will it affect my friends, for example? Then I'll be able to give from my own experience and be more of a provider in a good sense to my friends in terms of my business experience, my career experience. I'll be able to help them and lift them up. I'll be able to make artwork for them. That's another thing. I made a gift for two of my friends that got married, and it's a painting of them, the couple, and it's beautiful, I think, and I really liked it, and both he and she, they loved it. And so that's another way of giving. How will it affect my family? I'll be able to support them. I'll be able to, all of these things. You want to connect it to everything. Another big thing is, if you're creative and you love creating, you have to create. And let's say you have children. How will that affect your children? Well, first off, you'll be happier. Being what you love will make you happier and definitely a better parent. I'm talking from zero experience, but just my gut. That's what my intuition is telling me. On another level, from what I see, showing children how you live is much better than telling them what to do. So if you show them that you do what you love, that you enjoy it, you give them the perception, the right perception that it is possible to enjoy life and it is possible to be happy and maybe even make money from what you love. You see what I'm talking about? If you can connect your goal and your, let's say, both the tasks that are connected to the goal, but the goal itself, if you can connect that to all aspects of your life, you're much, much more likely to do that, especially if you write it down. If you write down, my family is better off, my friends are happier, I can help other people more. If you write it in a present tense and you read it every single day, you will get the motivation and you will start creating. You'll see that it works. It worked for me, worked for my friends, worked for many people. So this is kind of my angle towards it, just looking at my notes, seeing if I missed something. But basically is, if you can't find the motivation, if you look at this very tall mountain and you're like, I'm afraid to even start climbing it, if you feel like that, I know what it feels like. I had that. That I had. I didn't really have fear of the blank page or not knowing what to do, but I had that when I got started. Try and set a clear goal or goals, then connect them to every aspect of your life. And you want to focus on yourself, your feelings, your financial situation, your well-being, and then also your family, your friends, your community, your country, your state, your whatever it is. Okay, and you want to connect Earth, you want to connect it to everything you can. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps you with finding whatever motivation you're looking for. Let me know in a comment down below. I'm very curious to hear how this video is perceived by you, and if it helps in some way with giving you a drive of some way, or just logically it connects for you, let me know. Or maybe it doesn't hit home for you. So whatever it is, let me know in a comment down below. Like this video and subscribe if you still aren't. This really helps me spread the videos to more people and hopefully help more people as well. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm just going to mention I'm going to be in New York from the 1st of October up until the 22nd of October. So if you want to do a meetup, if you want to organize something, I'm going to drop an email down below. Let me know. Feel free to send me an email. I hope to hear from you, and I will see you in another video really soon. And don't forget, you can do this.